Welcome back for part 2 of What If Female Deku was Antylamon. And one thing I want to say before we start this off, I hope y'all watched my previous What If series, What If Female Deku was a sanitized Octoling. If not, go check that out. I think I ended it really well. Without further ado, let's get started. Ice Devimon is surely a pain to deal with. He thinks everything should go his way. Of course, he's not a complete imbecile. But he can overlook stuff pretty easily. That's why the master puts me in charge of stuff. As some guard comes in. Antylamon, are you there? As she gets up from her big chair and walks over to the guard. What do you need? Ice Devimon is causing a ruckus. Let me go talk to him. As she walks out of the room, Ice Devimon's always planning something. Should I inform All For One about this? No, I'll let it be. He's not interfering with his plan, so I'll let it be. As he goes to Ice Devimon's room, as she walks in, Ice Devimon, what are you up to? Oh, nothing special. Just preparing for when it's my turn to fight against the heroes. You know very well our plan. We're not going to be in his plans for a little bit. I understand that, but a guy can prepare for future events. I understand you can prepare, Ice Devimon, but what are you really preparing for? By the turning point of the future, of course. I can't stop you, and I actually agree with your ideas, but your execution is lacking. It doesn't matter. Everything will go according to the plan. Yes, I understand that. Oh, and Antylamon. Will there be anyone like us being created? That I do not know. The doctor has not shed any light on it. We could be the only two for all I know. Fair point. Anyway, the time's ticking. Don't you have somewhere to be in an hour? That is right. I trust this place to you, Ice Devimon. Don't mess this up. Why would I mess it up when you're my only friend in this place? Just don't destroy anything. As Antylamon walks out, as Ice Devimon is just standing there, looking as she leaves. Just wait, Antylamon. Our time to rise will be soon. Pretty soon. As he looks exactly like in the photo. As Antylamon activates her invisibility so normal eyes can't see her, as she makes her way to the LOV's hideout, League of Villains. As she's there in secret, outside, just waiting, listening to Shigaraki. Why do I have to take care and watch over this person? He could have ordered me to do anything else. As she's just sitting there, she decides to walk around since she has 10 minutes before they leave. As she's walking around, she notices a building a little bit away. As she goes to it, as she ducks down and looks through the window, as she sees a family. A family? What is that like? Doesn't matter. Doesn't concern me. I must get back. I need to follow orders. As she's walking back, someone through the window sees her as she's walking away. And now back to when she arrives at the LV's base, and they're preparing to go. as Kurogiri had already sent everybody, and now is sending Antylamon while she's still invisible. As she walks through, she's in the middle behind Shigaraki, the Nomu, Kurogiri. She decides to walk around since she doesn't see any problems happening. As Kurogiri teleports everybody, she takes a look at the C zone, I believe, or I don't remember the zones in the USJ, my apologies. I remember some of them, but not all. As she sees some people on a boat, it seems like the villains have that down. Time to check on the rest. As she walks over to the earthquake zone, seeing that, or no, it was the landslide. She goes to the landslide zone where Shoto is at. As he's looking at Shoto Todoroki, a person of an ice quirk who's pretty much dealt with most of the villains already. This could be a problem. But then again, I'm not allowed to interfere unless Shigaraki is in danger. So she decides to walk back. As she's thinking upon some words, Ice Devimon said, "Our time to rise is near, Antylamon. You can't deny that." I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Ice Devimon has a point. As Antylamon knows Ice Devimon and his motives, and I can't say that she doesn't agree with Ice Devimon, because she does. But again, she is loyal to All for One, or for the time being, who knows. As she walks back to Shigaraki, as she watches the fight between Aizawa being destroyed by the Nomu, and we see All Might hit the door in. And he proceeds to fight with the Nomu, just like in canon. As the fight goes a little differently, as the Nomu's taking more blows, pushing his timer. But eventually he does send the Nomu flying, and then trying to bluff to stall time. And Antylamon noticed this and wanted to do something just to get this over with. But again, she's not allowed to act without orders said by All for One. So she decides not to intervene. But she is looking at the staircase and notices something's coming. As bullets come flying, as Antylamon puts her hand in front of Shigaraki and Kurogiri, as the bullets stop. As the heroes come in. "Surrender, villains!" As they come in, taking out the villains. Kurogiri, Shigaraki escape, and Antylamon makes her way out. But she has to do it more carefully. As she's walking out, no one really sees her, but we go back to Aizawa for a minute. As Aizawa was looking at the area where the bullets were shooting at Shigaraki, it looked like there was an invisible force field in front of them. And it didn't look like the purple mist. So he's thinking someone else's quirk was involved. But there was no one nearby. Or that's what he thought. But for a split moment, he thought he saw some sort of hand or something block it. Like a shield. So he will be investigating that for knowing what blocked that. As we go back to Antylamon, who just made her way out of the USJ and is getting a call from All for One. "Yes, All for One?" "Yes, while you're out, I do need you to do a few tasks for me, Antylamon." "I already took care of Shigaraki. He did not get hurt." "Good job. Now, there is a certain hero I need you to take care of." "Who may this hero be?" Just some random hero who's getting his nose into stuff he shouldn't. I want you to take care of him." since you're in the neighborhood and the closest person to that hero. Fine, I'll make my way there. As she's making his way there, she noticed something as like a hologram. Hello, Antylamon. What is it, Devimon? I hope you're doing well. I need you to pick something up for me while you're out. Is this why you handed me this device? Yes, I needed to call you and tell you. Can you get these objects for me? What, gears? Kind of gears. Not really. They're kind of like machinery parts. I'm trying to secure and make something that could be helpful. Fine, I'll pick them up after the task All For One has given me. Thank you very much, Antylamon. As we go to Devimon, who is above a child. Now, won't you think of my offer, child? I can grant you power. I can grant you whatever your desires are. The hunger for power, fame, money, whatever you want, I can get it for you. So think wisely, child. As Devimon disappears. As we don't know what the child's appearance is, but if you take a look in the picture, it's kind of like the image that was on the picture. As Antylamon already knew he was somewhere out of the base, just by the recognition of his voice. Because when he's in the base, he talks a different way. So, Antylamon knows what Devimon's doing. Because they talk to each other, and Devimon has told Antylamon his plans. So we go to Antylamon, who has just caught up with this hero in an alley. As this hero noticed something as a trash can falls over. As he uses his quirk by sending fire. As it hits something. And he thinks he got the villain or something that was after him. But as Antylamon decloaks herself, as the hero looks up, not even close, as she turns her hand into an axe and absolutely just slices the hero to pieces, causing some damage to the alleyway, but nothing too destructive. As she activates her invisibility ability once again and heading back to the base. When she arrives, she knows Devimon in a better mood. I see you went to talk to that child. I don't see the point in you going to talk to that child. That child could be a very good asset for the future. After all, we're nothing but pretty much data after all. I understand that, Devimon. And to be fair, we can't trust All For One. Or the doctor. They're pretty much just using us. Once we're no longer useful, they'll toss us away. Like he does every other pawn. That may be true, but we have orders to follow. I understand that. But you see my point. This child will lead us into a new era. That's why I'm taking an interest in this child. Fair point. A new master would serve a new purpose for me. As it would me. After all, he doesn't see our potential or our power. He just sees us as pawns. This child could have our power grow tenfold. I understand that. So that's why I'm not messing with your plans, Devimon. So what do you plan if we do betray All For One? All For One and the doctor cannot hear them communicate, as they're in a secret room Antylamon has set up. Simple. I may keep that doctor of all for ones around to make more of us. That may be difficult, saying the fact it took a month or two for you to be created, as the same for me. It took months. Fair point, but you're a lot bigger than I am. That is true. Now, what do you say? We do have a little fun around the town. Fine. I'm up for an expedition. As they leave their posts, and they'd be in trouble if All for One found out, but he hasn't been to their location in quite a while. So they're confident that he won't find out. As they're walking around the town, hey, Antylamon, watch this. As he touches a lamp or a stoplight, as it turns into ice. Anything I can touch will turn to ice. These fools don't know what they're gonna get into in the future. Don't be so cocky. There are some that can see us still. Yes, but the number is very few. I think one of the heroes back at the USJ may have saw a part of me. I think my hand. Other than that, nothing else. Yes, and the only other person I have encountered that can see us is that child I've taken an interest in. Anything else you want to tell me, Antylamon, while we're out? Did you get the supplies I asked for? Yes, I dropped it off at the base a little while ago. Good. I wonder what type of other Digimon. What came up with that idea? Think of it as this. We're code. We're nothing but pretty much code in the real world. And what keeps us safe is that base. So we're technically nothing but code. So I thought, why not be called Digimon? That's actually a good name. I'm surprised you came up with it, Antylamon. What? Give me some credit. I'm not that stupid. I know that. You're quite brilliant, actually. You just take things the wrong way. As he looks away with a irritated expression. You really know how to ruin a mood. I just follow orders, Antylamon. Nothing more. Fine. Just realize, the time of my plan is going to come near soon. After all, I've got a little hint of when we're being disposed of. What do you mean? The sports festival for the UAI, right? Yes, I heard of it. I think All for One is going to get rid of us there. Send us in to cause havoc. Destroy as much as we can, cause chaos wherever we can. There. And then throw us away. As soon as we're captured, he will do nothing about it. That I can't agree with. As Antylamon looks at Antylamon surprised, as she actually agreed with him. Wait, you're taking my side on this? Yes. I looked at some of the files, as they've studied all they can off of us. So it's most likely they will dispose of us soon, or use us in the most possible method, then dispose. Fair point. You do say a hard bargain. So what should we do? We'll still do this thing, but we'll have an escape plan set. Good, good. And I know the perfect way for us to escape. How is that? That child will have a part in this plan. All right. I'll follow along with this plan of yours for now. And you know, me and you have trump cards that All for One and that doctor do not know of. Of course. Why would we reveal all of our cards to the so-called person we're loyal to, when he just plans to throw us away. I must say, Antylamon, you're actually a pretty good actor when it comes down to it. Oh, you'll have me blush. That's a compliment, not flattery. You cannot take a joke, Antylamon. Anyway, I'm off. Gotta head back to the base before they find out. Fair point. As Antylamon steps on a car, by accident, oh well, as she heads back to the base as well. I hope you all have enjoyed this series, as this is part 2, and part 3 will come out pretty soon. Make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this.